She whispered your name on July 27th at 2:22 p.m. But Archangel Michael says that smile was a witch's curse disguised as kindness. Break the charm before it deepens. On July 27th at exactly 2:22 p.m., something unholy moved. She looked at you, smiled sweetly, and said your name. But Archangel Michael saw the spirit behind her eyes. That smile wasn't warmth. It was a spiritual trap. The charm in her words carry hidden intentions. And what you felt afterward, the sudden heaviness, the confusion, the loss of peace, was no accident. You've been touched by a charm disguised as kindness. Haven't intercepted it in time, but danger still lingers. You're not crazy. You're under a spiritual assignment. This is not the first time this has happened to you. That familiar draining feeling always follows her visits. She appears helpful, soft-spoken, concerned even, but inside her is something darker, something assigned. When Archangel Michael stepped into your timeline, he marked that moment at 2:22 p.m. as a turning point. That smile, that whisper of your name, was a signal, a witch's code to activate what she placed long ago. But you were not alone. Heaven watched it unfold. And now, the message is here to break it once and for all. God is shining light on a hidden enemy in plain sight. This charm was sent to wrap around your spirit like fog, to make you question yourself, delay your blessings, to confuse your thoughts and drain your anointing. But the Lord has declared, enough is enough. Archangel Michael is standing ready to cut the cord. But your obedience is the key to unlock this freedom. Your eyes are being opened because your time has come. You're being called to listen, not casually but urgently. What's revealed in the next parts could save your life. Your enemy smiles like a friend, whispers like a dove. But behind her is a spirit of delay, deception, and charm. Today, that deception is being exposed and dismantled. If you felt drained, tired, confused, or foggy lately, know this. It was not natural. It was spiritual interference. And now heaven is answering it with divine precision. You were chosen to see behind the veil. And you will. Archangel Michael is not asking for your fear, but faith. Not panic, but prayer. This is not the end. It's a rebirth. Stay alert and keep reading. The truth is unfolding now. Type I am protected to get the blessing 7823. She smiled gently. She called your name like a friend. But something happened the moment her voice touched the air. You didn't see it with your eyes, but your spirit felt it. Since that moment on July 27th at 2:22 p.m., something inside you changed. Your joy felt lower. Your peace began to fade. Your mind started wandering. Your sleep was disturbed. You felt heavier, slower, and more confused. That wasn't normal. That was a spiritual charm. It was soft, like a fog, designed to go unnoticed. And now Archangel Michael is revealing it so it can be broken. Type I am rising to get the blessing 7856. That charm wasn't sent by a stranger. It came through someone familiar, someone you trusted. She didn't wear dark clothes. She didn't raise her voice. You didn't need to. All she had to do was smile, say your name, and agree with something in the unseen. That's how witchcraft hides. It looks like kindness. Archangel Michael saw it. He stepped in before the charm could fully take root. That's why you're reading this now. You're not late. You're right on time. But some of that curse still wrapped itself around your spirit. It's why you've been forgetting things. Why your motivation hath been dropping. Type I am protected to get blessing 7921. Spiritual charms are not always loud. Sometimes they are silent storms. They confuse, delay, and distract. They make you question your worth. They make you relive old pain. They try to tie you to the past. This woman's smile was a rope. Your whisper was not innocent. It was a signal in the spirit realm. She whispered your name at the perfect moment, when you were open, when your heart was soft. That's what the enemy waits for. That one window of access. He didn't mean to touch you physically. Her voice did the damage. And now you must undo what she tried to bind. Type I am delivered to get blessing 7968. You've likely noticed strange patterns since that day. Missed calls from important people. Closed doors. Emotional waves without clear cause. Trouble concentrating. Unusual dreams. These are not coincidences. They are signs of spiritual interference. But God is interrupting the enemy's plan now. Archangel Michael is cutting the ropes. He's surrounding you with fire. But you must stay alert. This isn't about fear. This is about freedom. You're not alone. You were chosen to break this charm before it deepens. And it starts with recognizing who sent it. Type I am chosen to get blessing 8033. She may still smile at you. She may still speak softly. But don't be deceived. You've seen the shift. You felt the drain. You know this isn't normal. And that quiet suspicion you had about her, that wasn't just your thoughts. That was divine discernment trying to wake you up. This is your wake-up call. You're being prepared. Archangel Michael is not just protecting you. He is training you. You are learning how to see through fake kindness, to sense what eyes can't see. God is giving you spiritual eyes to see clearly from now on. The charm is weakening. With every word you read, it breaks more. What once fogged your thoughts is clearing now. What once confused your emotions is fading. The Holy Spirit is stirring inside you. That woman's words no longer hold the same power. The chain is breaking. The lie is being shattered. You are coming back to your true self again. Type I am shielded to get blessing 8166. You may not have noticed it at first, but the words she spoke that day were not just casual conversation. They were planned, measured, chosen carefully to sound sweet, but underneath, they were soaked in spiritual poison. That's how dark spirits operate. They dress danger in gentle tones. She knew exactly when to speak. She waited until your guard was down. When you were vulnerable. When you were tired. That's when she struck. With a smile that wasn't real and a blessing that wasn't honest. She didn't just say your name. She released something into the air. Her mouth moved, but it wasn't only her talking. A spirit was using her voice. It wrapped itself around the sound of your name and sent confusion toward your soul. You may think that sounds dramatic, but this is how spiritual warfare works. It's quiet. It's hidden. It often comes through people we trust. And her words were spells in disguise, designed to charm, weaken, and bind you softly. Type I am rising to get the blessing 8213. She may act like she cares. She may ask about your health. She may compliment your hair or say she's praying for you. But all of it is layered. There's a motive behind the kindness. It's not true concern. It's control. Her goal is not your growth. It's your delay. And she knows exactly how to slow your progress. She doesn't attack your body. She attacks your peace, your clarity, your momentum. He targets your decision so you stay stuck. The enemy has always worked through the subtle. That's why many miss it. That's why you doubted yourself when you felt something strange around her. But now, heaven is confirming what your spirit already knew. You were not wrong. That unease was real. That heaviness wasn't in your mind. It was a charm in the atmosphere. You weren't being dramatic. You were being spiritually alerted. Type I am protected to get blessing 8271. Archangel Michael has seen her plan from the beginning. And now he is speaking loud and clear. The charm can no longer stay. You don't have to remain tangled. You don't have to wonder if you're crazy. You're not. You were under attack. But now you are under divine covering. Heaven is surrounding you. Angels are guarding your steps. And the charm is losing power fast. You've already noticed things shifting. That headache that comes after seeing her. It's not random. That confusion right after her text. It's not by accident. These were results of her spiritual assignment. But now, Michael is placing fire between you and her. That charm cannot go deeper. God is drawing the line. This is the moment you come out of the fog for good. Type I am delivered to get blessing 8329. Do not be afraid to take distance. Do not feel guilty. The enemy uses guilt to keep you near people who harm your spirit. You are allowed to protect your peace. You are called to guard your gates. You are not weak for walking away. You are wise. And in this season, your wisdom is what breaks cycles. Every step you take away from the charm is a step into your calling. Your light will grow again. Your clarity will sharpen again. God is not just removing this one person. He is closing a pattern. A cycle that has repeated in different faces. This woman is not the first one who pretended to care and secretly cursed. But she will be the last. Because this time, you're seeing it clearly. This time, you're answering the warning. This time, you're letting God reveal before the damage goes too deep. As you move forward, remember this. You are not alone. You are not fighting in your own strength. The same archangel who exposed this charm is walking with you now. He goes before you. He stands behind you. And no spell, no charm, no whispered curse can stop what God is about to do in your life. Your freedom has already started. Keep listening. Keep obeying. The next part will reveal even more, including how long she's been doing this and why. Type I am shielded to get blessing 8440. She whispered your name in secret, but heaven is declaring your name aloud in the courts of glory. If this word is piercing your soul and helping you break invisible chains, then help us take this fire to others. Every time you give, whether through super thanks, membership, or a PayPal seed link in video description, you are sowing light into dark places. You are releasing oil where the enemy poured poison. God said in Isaiah 60:1, "Rise, shine, for your light has come." As you rise, lift others with you. I heard the Lord say, "Those who help my word go forth will walk in protected paths." Your gift is not a donation. It's a holy weapon. Release it now and watch the blessing return. This was not the first time she tried to curse you. In fact, it wasn't even the first time she smiled at you and said your name with that same strange warmth. The truth is, she's done this before. It may have looked smaller. Maybe you brushed it off as a weird feeling or a bad dream. But it wasn't small. Each time she smiled, she was planting something. Each time she visited, she was releasing delay. And every time you gave her access, she fed the charm again. That is how the enemy works, slow, quiet, and patient. His wasn't one attack. It was many small ones stacked together. That's why you felt tired for months. That's why certain things never move forward. Something always pulls you back. Something always makes you second guess. That something has a name now. It's called charm-based witchcraft, a form of spiritual fog sent to those who carry destiny. Type I am rising to get the blessing 8514. You carry something special. That's why you've been targeted. People like her don't waste energy on people going nowhere. But when they see light in you, they get jealous. He saw your potential. She saw your anointing before you even knew you had it. And instead of celebrating you, she secretly cursed what she couldn't control. Her spirit couldn't stand your growth, so she whispered spells to delay it. The charm didn't begin on July 27th. That's when it intensified. But the roots go back further. Look at the timeline. You'll find patterns. Every time something good was about to happen, she came close. You would have. You should have. And shortly after, confusion would rise. That's not a coincidence. That's a spiritual cycle. Type I am protected to get blessing 8572. But cycles are breaking now. Archangel Michael is drawing a line in the spirit. What passed through before cannot pass again. What delayed you in the last season will not delay you in this one. God is sealing your gates. The access you once had is being revoked. But you must be willing to close the door fully. No more guilt. No more wondering if you're being too harsh. This is war and spiritual war. You've seen the signs. You felt the shift. The dreams. The sudden tiredness after speaking with her. The headaches. The delays. The emotional fog. These are the fruits of her words. She wasn't just checking in, she was checking your energy. And when you were vulnerable, she struck again. But now, you know the truth. Type I am delivered to get blessing 8635. God is not exposing this to scare you. He is exposing it so you can rise. Your spirit hath been asleep in certain places, but now it's waking up. Now it's breaking the fog. You will no longer tolerate what drains you. You will no longer ignore what feels wrong. From this day forward, your eyes will be clear, your heart will be guarded, and your steps will be watched by angelic power. She will try again. That's how these spirits operate. They don't give up easily. But when she tries, she will find a wall of fire. She will find your spirit too sharp, too strong, too shielded. Her words will fall to the ground. Her smile will lose its charm. And her plan will collapse because your agreement with her is broken. Type I am chosen to get blessing 8699. What God is doing in your life now is not just protection. It is preparation. He is preparing you to walk without the weights of charm, confusion, and false friendship. You are about to rise into something new. But this rise required separation. It required the charm to be exposed. You are stepping into clarity, into boldness, into purpose, and nothing sent against you will stand. Archangel Michael is with you. He saw it all, and he is clearing the last pieces now. Stay close to this word. Keep reading. The next part will uncover the deeper reason behind her actions, and how you've been chosen to break this pattern not just for you, but for others in your family too. Type I am shielded to get blessing 8754. The charm that was placed on you didn't begin with her. What she did on July 27th was just another layer on something older. something deeper. This type of curse often travels through bloodlines. It hides in families. It passes from generation to generation like a hidden shadow. Someone before you was also targeted. A grandmother, a mother, a sister, someone who once walked with great purpose but suddenly felt lost, confused, or stuck. Now you are being asked to break what they could not see. What she whispered over you was built on an old foundation. This is why it felt stronger than usual. This is why it shook you in such a strange way. The enemy saw your family's weakness and tried to continue the same plan. But heaven has stopped it. God is saying, this ends with you. You are the one called to cancel this dark cycle, not just for yourself, but for those connected to you. Type I am rising to get the blessing 8820. There may have been others before you who were also charming, smart, kind, effed, but life didn't work for them. Every time they tried to rise, something unseen held them back. That's how generational charms operate. They don't destroy you all at once. They distract, delay, and drain until you give up. But the reason the enemy tried to repeat the pattern in your life is because he saw you were close to breaking it. You have something your ancestors didn't have: awareness. You're listening now. You're seeing the signs. You're naming the curse. You're taking it seriously. And that makes you dangerous to darkness. When you rise, your entire line rises. When you break it, your children will never feel it. This isn't just your fight. It's your bloodline's breakthrough. Type I am protected to get blessing 8894. The woman who whispered your name may not know all of this. She may not understand the full depth of her actions. But the spirit she carries does. That spirit has worked in other women, in other generations, even in your own family. It uses people who are open to jealousy, control, or bitterness. It wraps itself in kindness, and it waits for the moment to strike softly. That's what she did on July 27th. That's what you're breaking now. You have been feeling heavy not just from her charm, but from everything that came before it. Old spiritual weights, ancient emotional patterns, fear that you thought was gone. All of it tried to return the moment you whispered your name. But it's not your burden anymore. You're walking out of it. You're being lifted out of years of confusion in one act of truth. Type I am delivered to get blessing 8942. Archangel Michael is not only cutting off what she spoke, he is cutting off the roots that fed it. He's digging deep into your spiritual DNA and tearing out every hidden seed of delay, loss, and spiritual blindness. You are being realigned. We're positioned. The fog is lifting. The old patterns are falling away. The doors that once slammed shut are now unlocking. This is a holy moment. Don't rush past it. What you're doing now isn't just reading. It's agreeing with heaven. Every word is like a sword. Every sentence is tearing down a stronghold. Your obedience and staying connected to this message is proof that you're ready to be free. You didn't come this far to stay bound. You came to rise. Type I am chosen to get blessing 8996. There is one more truth you need to hear today. You were not cursed. You were chosen to confront a curse. There is a big difference. The enemy tried to make you feel like you were under something heavy. But the truth is, you are the one with power. That's why they came against you. That's why they used charm instead of force. Because deep down, they feared what would happen if you woke up. Well, now you wake. And what was hidden is no longer a secret. The enemy's plan has been exposed. And your freedom is already in motion. Get ready. The next part will reveal the moment your spirit first got marked for this attack, and why Archangel Michael was assigned to your name long before July 27th ever happened. Type I am shielded to get blessing 9057. You were marked before July 27th. This charm didn't just find you. It followed you. From a young age, you were different. Sensitive. Aware. You felt things others didn't feel. You cried when others didn't understand why. You carried a deep heart, a gift the world often tried to crush. That gift made the enemy nervous, because from the very beginning, heaven had a plan for your life. A strong plan, a divine plan. That is why you were marked early. The enemy saw your light long before you did. She didn't just whisper your name at 2:22 p.m. by chance. Spirits that use people like her study your moments. They know when your heart is soft, when your energy is open, when your soul is most reachable. On that day, at that hour, your guard was down. You were thinking about something emotional. You were perhaps remembering something painful. And that's when she stepped close and spoke, not just with her mouth, but with spiritual intent. Type I'm rising to get the blessing 9115. But God was watching too. Archangel Michael had already been placed on assignment. Not just this year, not just last month, but long ago. He's walked with you in unseen battles. He stood beside your bed when you wept alone. He's whispered strength into you when you almost gave up. And when she spoke that charm, Michael stepped forward. He didn't stop her mouth, but he stopped the full power from entering. Heaven lets some things be seen so you can learn, so you can grow. You're being trained, not punished. You're not weak. You're a warrior waking up. And this is your moment of awakening. This is where you begin to understand why the attacks were never random. Why certain people hated you without cause. Why some turned cold without reason. Type I am protected to get blessing 9183. You were carrying something they could sense, but couldn't name. A spiritual calling. A deep well of light. And darkness doesn't like light. So from early on, the enemy tried to shut it down. Not through disasters, but through charms. Through people. Through words. Through emotional confusion. That's why you've always been surrounded by people who pretended to support you but secretly worked against you. It's not because you are cursed. It's because you are called. You're called to break patterns. You carry healing. To speak truth. To walk with clarity. And people who are called like that often face charm-based witchcraft. Because it doesn't come through obvious danger. It comes through emotional access. Through fake friendships. Through soul ties that look sweet, but sting later. Type I am delivered to get blessing 9246. That's what happened on July 27th. The enemy sent her at a time when you were open. When you were near your next breakthrough. And what was her goal? To delay you. To stop your next step. But now that you're seeing it clearly, her power is gone. Her charm is broken. Because nothing hidden can stay hidden in the presence of God. Light is here. And light is winning. Archangel Michael is still standing near you. Still cutting away invisible ropes. Still surrounding you in fire. He's not leaving. Not until the last tie is broken. Not until your name is fully cleared in the spirit. And that's what's happening now, a spiritual cleansing of your identity. The whispers are fading. The lies are drying up. And your truth is being restored. Type I am chosen to get blessing 9312. Remember, she whispered your name with charm, but heaven is speaking your name with purpose. God knows who you are, and He's not silent anymore. The spell was designed to silence your spirit, but instead, it stirred your soul awake. What the enemy meant for harm, God is now using for elevation. What they tried to bury will now bloom, and the charm will never touch you again. This is not just a healing, it's a turning point. Your story is shifting, your spirit is strengthening, and your destiny is coming back into view. Stay with this message. The next part will show you how to shut the door completely so her spirit can never return, not through her or anyone else. Type I'm shielded to get blessing 9377. It's not enough to just break the charm. You must also shut the door that allowed it in. If you don't close the door, it may try to return in a new way, through a new voice, a new face, a new smile. This is how spirits work. When one person fails to bind you, the spirit will look for another person who can. That's why closing the door is important. And not just any door. The emotional one. The spiritual one. The one she used to reach you. The charm entered through a small opening. It came through soft words, familiar presence, shared memories. All of that made your heart feel safe. But while your heart trusted her, your spirit was warning you. And now, you must listen to that warning. You must choose wisdom over guilt, protection over people please you, peace over fake connection. God is asking you to close it all, completely. Type I'm rising to get the blessing 9435. How do you close the door? First, through clear boundaries. You must limit how close she gets to your soul. No long conversations. No emotional sharing. No prayer requests sent her way. Why? Because every time you open yourself, she listens not to support, but to weaken. It's not what she says out loud, it's what she does after. The charm needs access. Your silence gives it strength, but your spiritual distance starves it. Second, close the door through prayer. Speak it out loud. Say, I cancel every soul tie I ever made with her. Say, I break every hidden agreement made through charm and false peace. Declare it. Mean it. Your voice has power. When you speak, heaven listens. And when heaven agrees, chains break. Type I am protected to get blessing 9489. The third step is forgiveness. Yes, forgiveness. Not because she deserves it, but because you deserve freedom. And forgiveness keeps the door cracked open. It lets bitterness work inside you. And bitterness is a magnet for dark energy. Let her go. Release the pain. Give the memory to God. Tell him, this wound is yours now. I don't carry it anymore. That's where full healing begins. Lastly, stay under divine covering. Stay close to God's word. Speak blessings over yourself every morning. Surround your space with praise. Keep angelic fire around your home through worship. These things are not rituals. They are your weapons. You are not just breaking free. You are building a wall that the enemy cannot climb. Type I am delivered to get blessing 9563. She may reach out again. She may send a message. She may even pretend like nothing happened. You might fall for it. That's the charm trying to re-enter. But now you know. You have wisdom now. Your words will sound hollow. Her eyes will seem different. What you once didn't notice will now be obvious. This is discernment. This is strength. This is your spiritual maturity rising. The enemy is hoping you'll get tired. that you'll give up before the wall is finished. But Archangel Michael is still with you, and he is helping you build that wall of fire. Every step you take is part of your defense. Every decision to walk away is a sword in your hand. Every time you say no, heaven says yes. Yes to your protection. Yes to your destiny. Type I am chosen to get blessing 9621. You are not the same as you were on July 27th. That moment was meant to bind you, but instead it builds you. You are more awake now. You see clear. You walk stronger. What was once access has now become armor. She didn't expect you to recover. She expected you to stay confused. But God had another plan. He turned a whisper into a warning, and a warning into wisdom. Keep moving forward. Stay alert. The next part will reveal what blessings were delayed during the charm, and how God is releasing all of it back to you quickly. Type I'm shielded to get blessing 9677. There were blessings scheduled for you before July 27th. Doors that were ready to open. Breakthroughs that were already forming. But when she whispered your name, the charm was meant to delay all of it. Not destroy it completely, just delay it long enough to wear you down. That's how charm-based curses work. They bring fog. They slow time. They create confusion so you miss divine moments. But God did not let those blessings disappear. He hid them. And now, He is releasing them again. The charm interrupted your peace. It scattered your focus. It made you forget things that were already promised to you. Some of your prayers were already answered. But the charm clouded your vision, so you couldn't recognize the answer. But heaven says, the fog is lifting. The answers are returning. What was hidden is being shown. Every good thing that was delayed is now on its way back to you, and it will come with interest. Type I am rising to get the blessing 9734. There were divine connections planned for you. New friendships, kingdom helpers, divine resources. But when the charm entered, your energy changed. Your spirit became tired. The enemy hoped you'd miss the people who were sent to help. But now, those connections are being restored. Heaven is realigning your path. People who carry truth, peace, and power are being sent to find you again. Your name is being whispered in rooms of blessing now, not curse. Also, there were financial doors that were almost ready to open. Unexpected opportunities. Unexpected help. But when your focus broke, so did your preparation. The charm made you slow down, and the enemy hoped you'd stop moving. But now that the charm is broken, your focus will return. And with it, the door will swing open again. Nothing was stolen, only delayed. Type I am protected to get blessing 9799. Some of the delay was emotional. The charm caused sadness you couldn't explain. You lost interest in things you once loved. You felt isolated, distant, and emotionally drained. That sadness was not from God. It was part of the charm. But joy is coming back. You wake up with energy again. You'll smile without forcing it. You'll feel light, free, and strong. That's the sign that release has begun. Peace is a prophecy, and it's returning to you now. Archangel Michael didn't just stop the curse, he also stored the blessings for the right time. And now is the time. God never wastes pain. He never allows delay without also giving restoration. Every blessing that sat waiting during the charm is now being released in waves. Not drops, waves. You will feel it. You will see it. And people around you will know something has changed. Type I am delivered to get blessing 9855. There were even divine ideas in you that the charm tried to bury. Creative dreams, business plans, writing assignments, ministry work. The charm didn't just attack your mood, it attacked your mission. It wanted you to doubt yourself so much that you'd never act. But God is waking up your ideas again. Your hands will work. Your mind will move. What once felt heavy will now feel holy, and you will complete what was started. She whispered your name to slow you down, but God is speeding you up. Divine speed is coming. Open doors. Sudden progress. Restored favor. All of it is coming now. Because what the enemy delayed, heaven will now double. You lost time, but you won wisdom. And wisdom is worth more than time. Type I am chosen to get blessing 9927. The charm was a test, and you passed it. You saw through it. You stayed with God. You listened for truth. And now, because of that, the reward is coming. Get ready for good news. For calls that confirm what you already knew in your spirit. For sudden movement that proves the charm has no more power. Archangel Michael has cleared the air. And now, the blessings are free to flow again. Stay close. The next part will show you how God is not only releasing your blessings, He is also preparing to use you to help others who have been secretly charmed, just like you were. Type I am shielded to get blessing 9986. Now that you see clearly, your story is no longer just about survival. It's about rescue. God didn't bring you through this just to bless you. He brought you through so you can help others who are still bound. There are people around you who are silently suffering from charms just like the one that tried to trap you. They don't know what's wrong. They feel heavy. They feel tired. But they haven't yet seen the truth. That's where you come in. You are now being called to carry the light. There are friends, family members, even strangers who are walking through the same spiritual fog. Some of them think they are just unlucky. Some believe they are just depressed. But the truth is, they've been whispered over too. Just like you. Someone close to them spoke with charm, smiled with false peace, and now they are stuck, blind to what's really happening. But when they see your freedom, something in them will wake up too. Type I am rising to get the blessing 10,042. You may think, but I'm still healing. That's okay. You don't need to be perfect to be powerful. You don't need to be loud to be useful. God is using your freedom as a signal. Your clarity is a message. Your breakthrough is a light tower. And others who are still in the dark will notice. They'll ask questions. They'll feel something different when you speak. Your words will carry weight. Because you've walked through fire and didn't smell like smoke. Your story is now anointed. What once made you cry will now help someone else rise. What once confused you will now become a key in your mouth to unlock other people's chains. This is what God does. He turns pain into purpose. He turns warfare into weaponry. You are not just free. You are dangerous to darkness now. Type I am protected to get blessing 10,094. You'll start to notice when others are under charm. God will sharpen your spirit. You'll feel heaviness around someone and know it's not natural. You'll hear fake kindness and feel the hidden poison inside it. This is called discernment, and you now carry it. It's a gift that came through trial. You've been trained in the fire, and now you're ready to walk in the flame without fear. When others tell you their confusion, their sadness, their strange patterns of delay, don't brush it off. Listen. Speak truth. Share your story. You are someone's answer, someone's confirmation, someone's mirror. You are now part of God's rescue team, and the same Archangel Michael who fought for you will fight through you for others. Type I am delivered to get blessing 10,163. This is bigger than just one woman's smile. This is about spiritual systems, about cycles that need to break. You've been chosen to be a curse breaker in your circle, a voice of truth where lies used to rule, a light where shadows lived for too long. You were once the target, now you are the weapon. The devil lost his grip, and now you are turning back with holy fire in your hands. You don't have to push people. Just live in truth. Speak when God opens the door, and love people with boldness. That's what real deliverance looks like. It's not always loud. Sometimes it's steady. Divine. That's who you are now, and that's who you were born to be. Type I am chosen to get blessing 10,219. Stay close to this message. Don't let the enemy trick you into thinking this was just a moment. No, this is a calling. You're being equipped. Your past battles were training. Now your mouth carries holy authority. Use it well. Speak life. Speak light. Speak truth. And watch as others begin to rise too, just like you did. Type I am shielded to get blessing 10,284. She whispered your name, but now heaven is calling you to speak for others. If this message is healing you, imagine what it will do for someone else still trapped in charm and silence. Every time you sow into this mission, whether through super thanks, membership, or a seed on PayPal link in the video description, you're helping rescue souls who can't see yet. You're not just giving, you're striking a match in spiritual darkness. As it says in Psalm 18:28, the Lord lights my lamp and brightens my darkness. When you give, you help others see clearly. Don't wait. Obedience opens blessing. Be part of the deliverance. So now, your smile looked gentle. Your voice was soft. She didn't speak loud or harsh, but behind her calm face was a spirit that wanted to trap you. It didn't need chains. It used a charm. It didn't need to shout. It only needed to whisper. And what she whispered at 2:22 p.m. on July 27th wasn't just a greeting. It was a trigger. A spiritual signal sent to wrap you in confusion. But heaven stepped in. Archangel Michael saw it happen and moved quickly. You were touched but not taken. You were slowed but not stopped. The trap was meant to keep you blind, to make you believe she was for you when she was against you, to keep you in circles, hawking her, trusting her, letting her close. And while you stayed close, the curse stayed strong. But you didn't stay blind. God opened your eyes. What once looked like love now looks like a warning. What once made you feel warm now gives you chills. That's discernment. And it's the reason you escaped. Type I am rising to get the blessing 10,341. You didn't just break a charm. You broke a pattern. A pattern of letting the wrong people get close. A pattern of ignoring red flags because the smile looked friendly. A pattern of making excuses for people who bring confusion instead of peace. That's what her charm did. It didn't just whisper delay. It whispered lies into your own thoughts. Made you think you were the problem. Made you question your value. But not anymore. Now you see her differently. Her charm no longer works on you. Her voice no longer settles in your heart. You don't feel guilty walking away. You don't feel bad setting boundaries. That's because the trap is broken. God rescued your spirit before it was fully wrapped. He lifted you from a slow fall and placed you back on solid ground. I am protected to get blessing 10,396. Her smile was designed to be soft so you wouldn't fight it. That's how charm works. It enters through emotion. It gets stronger when you stay silent. But now, your silence has ended. Your voice is rising. You're speaking truth. You're breaking agreements. You're saying, no more. And heaven is backing you up. But charm couldn't take your calling. It couldn't block your blessing forever. It tried to delay, but it failed. Because God's timing is not weak. He is powerful. He knew the moment you wake up. He knew when your eyes would see. And the moment you saw clearly, the enemy lost control. Type I am delivered to get blessing 10,468. Now, her name doesn't bring pain. Her messages don't bring fear. You are no longer wondering what you did wrong. You know what happened. You were targeted. You were tested. But you passed. And now, God is turning her trap into your testimony. What she whispered in secret, God is shouting in victory. What was sent to break you is now proof that you are chosen. There's power in escape. Many people stay stuck because the charm feels safe. But you chose truth. You chose wisdom. You walked away even when it was hard. And that decision broke something in the spirit. Heaven rejoiced the moment you said enough. And the protection around you grew stronger from that day forward. Type I am chosen to get blessing 10,536. You are not bitter. You are better. You are not afraid. You are aware. You are not weak. You are wise. That's what happens when God delivers someone through deception. They come out stronger, clearer, brighter. And that's exactly what's happening to you. Her charm was a trap, but you didn't fall. You may have stumbled, but you got back up. And now you're walking into your next chapter with angelic power surrounding you. The next part will show you how to keep moving forward in strength, so the charm never touches you again. And no spirit can ever use kindness to control you again. Type I am shielded to get blessing 10,594. Now that you've broken free, your next step is important. You must move forward without looking back. That's where many people get trapped again. They remember the good moments. They replay the soft words. They wonder if the person meant well. But that's how the charm sneaks back in. The charm wants you to doubt what you know. It wants you to question what God already showed you. But you must trust the truth. You must trust the warning. And you must keep walking forward. Moving forward means protecting your peace. It means choosing people who bring light, not fog. People who push you higher, not hold you down with false care. You can no longer afford to be surrounded by charm. You need truth. You need clarity. You need spiritual strength. That's why this message came to you, because heaven wants you to stay free. Type I am rising to get the blessing 10,642. There may be moments when you feel weak, when you miss her voice or feel guilty for staying away. That's normal. That's what soul ties feel like when they are breaking. But don't mistake guilt for guidance. Guilt is a trick the enemy uses to keep you tied to people who damage your spirit. Guidance is peaceful, firm, and clear. And God is guiding you away from her. You were not created to live in confusion. You were not designed to walk in emotional storms. You were made to walk in light, joy, and purpose. And anyone who interrupts that, even with a smile, is not from God. Your smile was a mask. Your kindness was a tool. Her charm was a curse, and now that you've seen it, you are responsible to stay out of its reach. Top I am protected to get blessing 10,701. As you go forward, ask God to fill every space you once occupied, every conversation, every piece of trust, every connection. Let Him replace it with divine relationships, with people who speak life, who pray without hidden motives, who bless you without jealousy. God had those people for you, but they can't arrive until charm is removed. That's why you had to say goodbye first. Keep your heart open to love, but guarded by truth. You are not meant to close yourself off forever. Just don't open the door for what always destroying you. You've gained wisdom now. You've grown in discernment. You are able to tell the difference between real peace and fake kindness. That wisdom is your protection going forward. Type I am delivered to get blessing 10,762. You may notice more people like her trying to come close. That's not a test of your weakness. That's proof of your strength. When a person carries light, charm-based spirits are attracted. But now, you're no longer easy to fool. You will hear the difference in their voice. You'll feel the tension behind their smile. And you will walk away without delay. This is your new season, a season of strength. Archangel Michael is still with you. He's not only protecting you, he's teaching you, helping you see danger before it gets close, helping you sense dishonesty before it reaches your soul. As a gift, one earned through fire, and you have it now. Top I am chosen to get blessing 10,818. This next part of your life will be clearer. You'll walk with boldness. You'll speak with confidence. You won't second-guess yourself like before. The charm no longer has power. The confusion is gone. The sadness is leaving. And the future is opening up wide. Keep your eyes forward. What's ahead is greater than what you left behind. In the next part, you'll learn how to stand in your full spiritual authority. So even if another charm tries to come your way, it will break before it can ever reach you again. Type I'm shielded to get blessing 10,870. You are not the same person you were before July 27th. Back then, you were unsure. You were unaware of the hidden war around you. But now, everything has changed. You've seen the truth. You've broken the charm. You shut the door. And now, something powerful is happening. Your spiritual authority is rising. Heaven is giving you a new level of strength, not just to protect yourself, but to shift the atmosphere wherever you go. Spiritual authority means you carry the voice of God in your mouth. When you speak, darkness listens. When you pray, things move. When you say no to charm, the spirit behind it has to back off. You are no longer a victim. You are a vessel. God has filled you with clarity, boldness, and fire. You may not feel loud, but your silence now holds power. You don't have to scream. You only need to stand, and spiritual forces will move. Type I am rising to get the blessing 10,932. Archangel Michael was assigned to your name for a reason. You have a calling that the enemy fears. That's why charm was used instead of chaos. Charm is silent. It confuses. But God has made you sharp now. Your spirit is alert. Your heart is protected. Your words carry weight. And this is what spiritual authority looks like, walking with peace while carrying fire. And now, when someone with a dark agenda tries to come near, you'll feel it right away. You'll know it in their energy, their eyes, their laugh. You won't fall for charm again. You'll sense it and reject it before it ever takes root. That's not pride. It's power. You've earned this level of clarity through obedience and pain. You didn't just learn a lesson. You gained a mantle. Type I am protected to get blessing 10,984. The enemy will test you again. Not to destroy you, but to see if you still remember. But this time, you won't be caught off guard. The moment charm shows up, your spirit will say no. The moment false peace tries to return, you'll recognize the pattern. And you'll break it before it touches your mind. That's real authority, not reacting, but responding with wisdom. You have been given the right to walk in freedom and keep it. But freedom must be guarded. Keep your space filled with truth. Keep your words clean. Keep your heart pure. These are the things that hold your power. Don't go back to old patterns. Don't explain your growth to people who once strained you. You don't need their approval. You already have heaven's agreement. Type I am delivered to get blessing 11,041. This new authority will bring new assignments. People will come to you. They'll ask questions. They'll share their confusion. They won't always understand what's wrong, but you will. Because you've been through it. God is going to use your story to speak life into them. Your words will break fog. Your voice will silence charm. And heaven will back every truth you speak in love. Walk boldly. Speak carefully. Stay humble. You are not just free. You're a leader now. You're walking in divine armor. You're glowing with spiritual light. The charm cannot touch you anymore. And if it tries, it will break on contact. That's how strong your shield is. That's how sharp your spirit has become. Type I am chosen to get blessing 11,107. You've been tested, trained, and trusted with truth. God saw you stand through charm. Now He's calling you to walk in command. This is your season to lead, to lift others, and to protect the path you've cleared. You are no longer hidden. You are seen, chosen, and shielded. Step fully into who you are now, because the next part will show how heaven is rewarding your endurance with something bigger than you imagined. Type I am shielded to get blessing 11,164. You didn't give up. You didn't turn back. You kept going even when the charm made your mind cloudy, your spirit tired, and your emotions weak. That kind of endurance does not go unnoticed in heaven. God watched every moment you stayed faithful, even when no one understood you, even when you felt alone. That quiet strength is now unlocking something powerful. There is a reward for those who endure, and your reward has already started moving toward you. You passed the test that others failed. Many people never break free from charm. They stay trapped in circles of confusion, guilt, and delay. But you said no. You said yes to truth. You listened to God's voice, even when it hurt. That obedience is opening doors no charm could ever block. Doors of peace. Doors of purpose. Doors of provision. It's all beginning now. Type I am rising to get the blessing 11,210. There are blessings that were stored for this very moment. Delayed not by denial but by timing. God was waiting until you saw clearly, until your heart healed, until your spirit grew strong enough to carry what's coming. Now you're ready. What the charm tried to bury, God is about to lift high. You will step into rooms you once dreamed of. You will walk through doors that others tried to close. And not only that, but God is going to reward you publicly. You were attacked in silence, but you will be honored in the open. People who once looked down on you will have to watch God raise you up. not because of pride, but because of promise. You stayed silent while under fire. Now God will speak for you through blessing. Type I am protected to get blessing 11,267. The reward is not just material. It's spiritual too. You will have more peace than ever before. More clarity. More focus. You'll hear God more clearly. You'll feel His presence more often. Your sleep will become sweeter. Your days will carry purpose. The reward of obedience is not only in what you receive, but in who you become. And you have become someone unstoppable. That woman's smile couldn't stop you. Her whisper couldn't hold you. A charm couldn't contain you. And now, nothing can stand in your way. Archangel Michael has cleared the road. The fog is gone. The blessing is released. The reward is arriving. Don't doubt it. Don't delay it. Just receive it. Type I am delivered to get blessing 11,329. You will also notice divine surprises, favor in strange places, kindness from unexpected people, support you didn't ask for. These are signs that heaven is celebrating you. The reward is not coming slowly. It's coming in waves. One after another. Rest after battle. Joy after confusion. Light after shadow. This is the reward for those who trust even when they don't understand. Let no one talk you out of it. Let no charm pull you back. Keep walking forward with boldness. You didn't survive just to return to small living. You are called to rise higher now, to speak louder, to shine brighter. The reward is not only for your past, it's a seed for your future. Type I am chosen to get blessing 11,388. This next season will feel like restoration, like rest after a long storm. But even more than that, it will feel like redemption. God is not just giving back what was delayed, He is adding to it. Blessings you didn't ask for, protection you didn't expect, and joy that makes you forget the pain of charm. This is not a small reward. This is a new beginning. In the final part, you will be shown how to seal this journey and receive the full promise that was waiting for you since the beginning. Type I am shielded to get blessing 11,442. This is the final part of your journey. You've walked through pain, charm, confusion, and warfare, but you didn't quit. You listened. You stayed open to truth. And now, the curse is broken, the charm is destroyed, and the door is sealed shut. The same moment that was meant to bind you, July 27th at 2:22 p.m., has now become your victory mark. What she whispered to weaken you has now become your breakthrough story. You are not the same person anymore. You are wiser, stronger, clearer. What once caused you fear now makes you bold. You don't need to fight in circles anymore. You don't need to prove anything. God has already proven that you are chosen, loved, and protected. Heaven knows your name, and so does hell. But the enemy has lost access. Forever. You've been cleansed. You've been restored. You've been lifted. And now, all that's left is to walk in this freedom every day. No more second guessing. No more letting fake smiles distract you. You carry fire now. You carry peace. You carry power. You carry proof. The charm is broken, and the light in you will now break chains for others. Archangel Michael stands in agreement with you. He helped you fight. He stood watch while you slept, and now he stands guard over your future. What once made you weak now builds your wisdom. What once made you silent now empowers your voice. And every step you take forward will remind the enemy that you survived and you won. Type I am victorious to get the blessing 11,503. You just broke free from what was silently destroying you. And now, you have a chance to help others do the same. Every time you support this mission, through super thanks, membership, or by sowing a seed via PayPal link in the video description, you are helping someone else escape spiritual traps. You are helping the word go forward like fire. God said in Galatians 6:9, "Do not grow weary in doing good, for at the proper time you will reap a harvest." Your giving is a seed in holy soil. Heaven sees it, and God rewards it. Don't wait. Answer the call. Give now and help us keep breaking chains.